Hi, my name is Alicia Self, and this is my book review video. For this project, I chose the book Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee by Dee Brown. This is the book, and when I got it, it was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but it was actually a pretty easy read. The published date was 1970, but it's actually been published again since then with a new foreword by Hampton Sides, and he's another historical author. My summary of the book, I wrote some notes so that I would not forget, by the way, but this book discusses details of the effects that the westward expansion into the United States had on the Native Americans that were living there. This kind of, I think, really all started when Christopher Columbus came. Christopher Columbus and his crew came to their land in 1492. The author uses tribal records to talk about how the Native Americans were attacked, abused, and a lot of them were innocently killed. Some of the events that the book talks about is when Christopher Columbus arrives, the U.S. Railroad being built, the assassination of Sitting Bull, Little Bighorn, and the Wounded Knee Massacre. I read this book, I read this entire book, cover to cover, every word on every page, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I honestly loved this book, even though it was really kind of heartbreaking to read. This was a side of history that I was not taught in school, and I don't think a lot of people were taught in school, which is honestly why I wanted to read it. It was really eye-opening to learn about how the Native Americans were really treated by the white men, as they call them, when they came to that land. This book was a little hard to read, not because of, vocabulary or anything like that, but just because it was, very emotional. And I mean, honestly, I cried during several parts of the book because it's very honest. And, even though it is, sad, I would say in a lot of the parts when you're reading about how they're treated and everything, I would really recommend this book to everyone, just because it's so eye-opening and so just honest. It was not only, truthful, but it was really well written. I don't read books like this very often. I'm used to my nonfiction romance books, so I was a little worried that it was going to be hard for me to read this because it's, based on true events. But it was actually very well written, and it was not hard, to read by those standards. Another thing I liked, not only did the author use translations, let me see if I can find one in here, but he also included pictures, which I liked. And there are pictures throughout the book, which I thought was very neat. So yeah, I hope you all read it, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Now on to my lesson plan. So I built a lesson plan around this theme by using a KWL chart and an educational and grade level article, and also I really liked our virtual field trip assignment, so I included that in my lesson plan as well, a virtual field trip for them. I pretty much, for my lesson plan, I went into it kind of with the attitude that I had about this book. I thought about what I knew about the topic, and what I was taught about this topic in school, and I thought about how I thought it was maybe going to be different, or what I wanted to learn. So that's kind of the direction that I went in with this assignment. So with the KWL chart, it's what I know, what I want to know, and what I learn. So this activity has the kids think about their background knowledge and their prior knowledge of the topic, and it also has them kind of get curious and think about what they want to learn from this activity and what they want to learn from this assignment. It's just, I think it's a good way to get them thinking about their, preconceived notions and what they want to know, and all of that, while also keeping it, on a grade level point. Obviously they're not going to read this book because it's very violent in some parts, but yeah, that's how I built my lesson plan. So pretty much what they'll do is they'll fill out the first 2 parts of the KWL chart, and then we will read the article together as a class, and while we're reading it, I'll have the students highlight things that they read that they didn't know, so that they can include that on the last part of their KWL chart, but have them go through and highlight what they learned, what they read that was new to them. And also, while they're doing their virtual field trip, have them take notes of what they saw, what they read that was new to them, so that they can keep track of that. So yeah, that's the end for me. So thank you, and I hope you read the book. It's very good.